Hey guys, welcome back. Have a look at this Pulk sled that I made for about 105 bucks, and then I took it on a winter camping trip out into the Canadian Rockies. So if you're interested in that, stick around. I'll show you how I put it together. All right guys, I'm going to show you how I put this Pulk together. Nothing too complicated. There's a whole bunch of videos online on all kinds of different ways to do your tie-down straps, to do your poles, to do everything. I kind of went through those. I came up with the idea I think is most economical, as well as I think will work the best for what I'm going to be using it for. So the sled itself is a Paris ERA Expedition. You can find these online at numerous different online retailers. This one is from Amazon. I'll leave you a link in the description down below for if you want to check that out. Poles I'm going to be making out of, these are just 3/4 inch PEX tubing from Home Depot. These are 5 feet. You can look at different lengths. What you want to do is make sure you have enough clearance behind you for the type of gear that you're using. So if you're using snowshoes or cross-country skis, cross-country skis will require a longer space on your pole so that you're not smashing into your sled behind you. As well, we're going to look at, I'm only using 5 foot, and you can go online and purchase pre-made Pulk poles, but they are like $165 US. So that's a little not the kind of price I want to put into something like this. This piece of PEX cost me $5 from Home Depot, so it's well worth it. This is just 1/4 inch paracord. Get that at any hardware store. These are your standard carabiners. You want to get something with a decent little mechanism in it so that when you're in the ice and snow, they don't freeze up. And then a set of eyelets that we're going to be using for the tie downs around the sides. And then we'll go through how I decided to put everything together. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be taking it out on a trip into the Canadian Rockies here, and we're going to try it out and see how it worked. I'll leave a link for the full video if you're interested in that. And other than that, let's get started. All right, so just so you get the idea of what's happening with this. So these ones are all fixed on one side here. I got this off an idea off another fellow off of YouTube there. I'll put a little credit to him at some point in the video there for you. Wolf something, whatever. So what it does is these here are all stay fixed position. And then all you have to do is thread each one through the other side, and then just pull your slack all the way up. You can click it in, and then depending on how much slack you've got, you can adjust where that goes. That keeps everything taut. And again, this end piece here could go anywhere to an eyelet or whatever it's going to need to be held on there. So I think it's a really good system that I saw that guy do. Like I said, I'll put a link in his video for you as well. He's a little bit more robust on some of the stuff that he's using, but I think this is a really good idea. Obviously going to hold everything in there secure, and we'll go from there. So let's work on some poles. So depending on how things work out for you, these caps are like super tight to try and fit onto the end of these. So I'm going to try and wedge them on pretty good, maybe put in a little set screw. If not, I'm going to see if I can heat that up and put it back on there too. I'm considering using a little bit of ABS glue, but I'm not sure if that's going to be necessary. So we'll see how it goes. Right, so plan B, I'm going to try heating up the cap and see if I can get it on there just so that I want to be as tight as fit as possible, but it doesn't seem to want to go on there. Went on in the hardware store for some reason, but not now. So we'll put a little heat to it, see what happens. Well, that worked. Hey guys, there you go. I don't know, I think it turned out pretty good. Have some concerns over just the ends of the poles, how that rope is going to not wear out. So got a little concerns on that. We'll see how that kind of works out as we go through some uses of it. Other than that, I think everything else turned out pretty good. This is a Pulk pull harness that I got online as well. If I can find the link for that, I'll put it out in the description for you as well. Other than that, let's go take it outside and we're going to give it a try and see how it works out. So these sleds are absolutely awesome on this flat lake terrain. Going across here, I've got about 50 pounds, give or take, inside that sled, and as we come across here on the snow, it doesn't feel like anything really. But when you get into some hilly areas or some high turn terrain, it becomes a little bit, you got a little more finesse. You got to work on that thing to make sure things work properly. And I'll show you what's going to happen there, especially on the downhills when this thing tries to beat you down the hill. So we'll take a look at that. But otherwise, if you're in terrain that's like for ice fishing or where you're able to walk across lakes, this is the one you want for sure. So as you can see on the downhills, it's kicking you around, pushing you forward. You got to be like basically ready to be pushed in the back at a kind of moment's notice. Otherwise the thing is going to like push right past you. And if you aren't keeping your hips straight, it's going to want to turn and come right beside you. So just be careful when you're coming down the hills, especially with the heavier loads. So these sleds are perfect for these kind of low elevation gains. If you're on some steeper terrain that's constantly got some major uphill, it's not going to be quite as handy for you. But for the average hike, like going up to Kenny Lake, that's pretty much a nice gentle grade the whole way. These sleds are going to come in really handy. Well, there you have it, guys. That's my version of a DIY Pulk sled. So far, I think it's looking pretty good. Test runs seem to be pretty good as well. So if you got any questions or comments, or you think there's some way I can improve that, or you know of a problem that I'm going to run into, go ahead and put it down below, and maybe I can make some improvements to it. If you got anything out of this video, go ahead and give it a like, and hopefully a subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. Otherwise, we will see you in the next one. Cheers.